Welcome back, Arbor League. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Today we are exploring some teams to help you rank up with and still have some fun in Little Jungle Cup. Little Jungle Cup has combined the rules of Little Cup that has a combat power cap of 500 CP, with Jungle Cup rules sometimes played in the Great League format with a CP cap of 1500, and only normal, electric, poison, ground, flying, bug, and dark types are allowed. They are allowed to be other types outside of this selection, but one of their dual types must be on this list. We got a couple meta teams and a favorites pick, so like and subscribe and turn notifications on, and let's take a look at today's teams. So for the first team, we've got an ABB style strategy, Water Double Grass. We've got Ducklett in the lead with Wing Attack, Aerial Ace, and Brave Bird. Now just for this type of style team, you probably want to run either Water Gun for the fast move or Bubble Beam instead of Aerial Ace just for some water coverage. Then we got ferroseed in the safe swap with Metal Claw and single moved Iron Head. Then we got cottonee in the back with Charm, Energy Ball, and Seed Bomb. The rating we have for this team is CBDB, which is what you might need after some of these battles in the CBD. But again, doesn't mean the team is bad. It just has to be meta relevant, or in our case, anti-meta relevant. But we've got Dad coming in here, taking an Iron Head, and that still does a lot of damage, despite it being resisted. So Ferrothorn is kind of a core breaker to this team, just because we don't want to take these mirror shots. So yeah, they build up pretty quickly, 3-2 to the count of those mirror shots. And we don't want to take a Power Whip or even less a Thunder on Ducklett. So Ferrothorn kind of core breaks this team. We don't have any coverage moves on Ferroseed either. That's why I just try to align Ferroseed up. But we've got Golett coming back in here. Now we have the choice of what we wanted to come back in with. And we wall all of Gollett's energy on both Ducklett and cottonee. They don't have access to Shadow Punch in the Little Cup here, so they're stuck with just a Brick Break. We farm down and have an ace ready to go for that Ferrothorn to take it out, and Ducklett will be closing this one. You might be asking yourself a question though, why is cottonee double moved but Ferroseed isn't? You guys tell me in the comments. You tell me. My personal opinion is that Energy Ball has the potential to debuff, but Gyro Ball doesn't. Right? And Charm is not really a charging move either. It actually drains your energy. So don't use Charmers. They're bad. Okay. Heavy damage. You don't need that. Bulky. Overrated. It's everything in a Pokemon that you don't want. I'm just kidding, obviously. But in the lead, we are weak to Electric, Rock, and Steel without that water coverage on Ducklett. But we got two grasses in the back to deal with any Thunderfang Steelix. So you saw Ferrothorn sort of core breaks this, and so do Sucker Punch users on the lead. They're like the Purloin and especially Joltik. I mean, the bug does take super effective from flying, but electric resists. So if you see Joltik on the lead, it's kind of bad. That's why I sort of like still safe swap Ferroseed in that situation. But we got Purloin coming back in here, only getting to a Night Slash as they get Charmed down, but we're not going to be able to make that Seed Bomb there, so their Skorupi slash Spinnerack here will be taking us out, and they actually undercharged that. Otherwise they would have been able to take us out and we would have beat them to the move, but they undercharged that, getting them one more Poison Sting and firing off a move versus the Ducklett. So well played to my opponent there. Into the next match, we've got a Greninja on the lead. So this is sort of okay, the water leads. The Hydro Cannon is still resisted, but that still did a lot of damage in Little Cup. And Greninja is extremely spammy. In turn, they're extremely glassy, so they have to shield the Aerial Ace. And I'm going to catch what I hoped was a Hydro Cannon and Ferroseed, but that still does a lot of damage, despite it being resisted. So are our Metal Claws. We have to shield up this next one, even a Night Slash. We get to that Iron Head, and I'm hoping that they don't shield, just so that we don't have to take another Hydro Cannon. Good. So now we have baited out the Mud Slap user too. So that's sort of the goal with Ferroseed, is they bait out the Mud Slappers. I mean, it's grass, but they see the Steel typing and they throw their ground typing out. And yeah, with Mud Slap getting the buff, it has helped out some Pokemon here. But now we have the choice of what we want to come in with, because Cubone doesn't have Rock Slide like Marowak does. So we can come in here with Cottonee or Ducklett. So we're going to build up some energy here, get to a Seed Bomb, and catch another Bone Club on the ducklett. So ducklett's still tanky, able to take this, and we're, instead of farming down, they come in with their Thunderfang steelix. But it's a good thing that they have Thunderfang and not Firefang, because we've got the cottonee, able to take them out with Seed Bomb, one more charm, and they surrender because of the Mud Slap user. So GG's to my opponent there. And another positive match in the next one, another Mud Slap user. I know a lot of people have been using Golett, because I know Dan Ottawa made a video with it, but I've got 2 counters for that, and we're going to come in with ferroseed, and they got mareanie instead of Skorupi. Now, mareanie still does good. It walls all Skorupi's energy, so they've got that instead. Just Aquatail paces a little bit quicker than Brine does, and Cottonee doesn't want to see the mareanie either. The charms are resisted, so it's not a really good match. So that's why I came in with ferroseed there, able to bait back out that Golett. Now we have the decision, the choice of what we want to come in with again. So coming back in with that ducklett. Now they do have Brick Break, which is resisted, but they're debuffing us, so they might come in with something else to snipe, but they've got a Togetic. So they still got 1 shield, and they haven't seen our third. Togetic takes the Brave Bird. We quickly swap into Cottonee, and the opponent sees a writing on the wall and concedes. Again, we got an opponent on the lead with a Drill Burr. That is cheating, I guess, because knows our entire team beats them, so they don't even want any part of that match, rewarding us with more Phantoms. Now, we've already done our Master League Trevenant video, so you guys can go check that out. Link will probably be in a box around here somewhere, but getting that Phantom, it's cockapoops anyways, transferring that and ranking up with this team. And for the favorites pick, we've got a Ferroseed team. It's actually one of my favorite Pokemon to run in most Little Cup formats. I do have Ferrothorn in the other leagues as well, but it walls Cottonee perfectly, and it doesn't do too terrible up against the rest of the meta. And of course we have to run a grass type, because you know where we are and what this is. So we've got Ferroseed in the lead with Metal Claw and single moved Iron Head. You could run another nuke like Flash Cannon or Gyro Ball, but by that time you're usually at like 2 Iron Heads, so you're pretty good with just a single moveset there, and it is mono type anyways. So then we got Ducklett in the safe swap with Wing Attack and Aerial Ace instead of Bubble Beam and Brave Bird. Now you could run Water Gun on it instead, but I like this moveset. Then we've got in the back mareanie with Poison Sting, Brine, and Sludge Wave. So yes, it does have the same moveset as its evolved form Toxapex, just with Poison Sting so that it charges quicker. DCFB is the rating we have for this team, so it might look like a bad rating for the coverage, but you have to think what the meta is. Like, what am I weak to, and how accessible are these Pokemons? When you check on pvpoke and see what we are weak to here, see, Pikachu Libre rewards only at Legend, so unless someone has traded or made Legend once, we're not going to see many around this Ace Veteran range. Then Pachirisu, again, is a regional, and unless you've traded or spoofed, I'm not going to judge you for that, but we're not going to see many, at least in my region anyways, which is dumb because it's a damn squirrel. I've got so many of them around. So the rest of these Pokemon also have one glaring weakness, and that is to the Cottonee, which is very prevalent in most Little Cups. Hence why I have Ferroseed. We've got a Grass Steel versus a Grass Fairy. The match is really one-sided, kind of like the Azu Toxapex match, or Tentacruel. So the whole team can really beat Cottonee as well. We've got the Flying and the Poison type. We can even beat Skorupi too in the back. Mareanie, sorry, walls a Skorupi's moveset perfectly as well. But Steelix here, we do take neutral to ground on Ferroseed because of the part steel, but it's also part grass resisting. So we sort of are ABA weak to Steelix here. We do resist the Dragon Tails, but as you can see, like, Steelix still severely outpaces to those Psychic Fangs and Breaking Swipes. So we're sort of ABA weak to Steelix and Cubone on the lead. We've got a Skorupi here. We got Aerial Ace. Does a solid amount of damage. I mean, it's Little Cup, but we can still survive like one small move in these cups. So Fletchender here, we still have to shield this up. We want to get a move off, or at least get the Brave Bird off here. They still have a shield, and I don't think they can build up to like 2 flies here. So I'm going to bait, try to catch something on the ferroseed and force them to throw. So we are taking neutral again to these flies, but they throw a swift. Can we get there? We do, but we lose CMP to the Fletchender. So GG's to that trainer, and they take that win. So up against this next one here, again, we've got a steelix on the lead. So let's see how we do here. This one is actually running Thunderfang, so we can't swap into our waters in the back. I mean, we're still resisting the electric from our grass here. They actually throw a crunch. I didn't see a debuff go off there, but how much does this Iron Head do? A solid amount. I mean, they're not Shadow this time, but look, we're deep in the red, and we still get to that Iron Head. So it's going to get the Steelix extremely low here, but they decide to shield. So this is bad news. So we have to come in with the Mareanie, because I think being double super effective on the ducklett is not a good thing. We can't wing attack it down. We also can't poison sting it down because the ground resists. So we have to let one of these go through. I should have let the first one go because we're debuffed, and that was a debuff Fangs. So we get to this Brian and KO them. They let it go, which is pretty good. And we've got a Litleo versus our water type in the back, so it's a good thing that we swapped into Mareanie instead. Ducklett is sort of a little bit bulkier option, but they actually get the debuff with Crunch, and there's an opposing Ducklett in the back. This is not looking good for us because we Brave Bird and they shield, and that was our only win con, and now we're just stuck throwing this area. So not going to do that much damage here. So we take that loss, unfortunately, but this games are just showing you like Pokemon to use. You don't have to necessarily use this team. We've got a Swinub in the lead here, so taking super effective from the steel, but we're taking neutral from the icy wind, and that did a lot of damage, so we get debuffed, but not before we get this Iron Head off on the Skorupi. And I'm going to come in with the Mareanie here to prove that, yeah, we wall the moveset. The poison's resisted, the bugs resisted, the water's resisted, and Skorupi does not have Crunch. So this match, you can actually build up to 100 energy if you want, unless they get the boost, because that, there they go, getting the boost. We're going to have to throw a Brian off just to make them shield, or take them out, because we don't want to take a boosted move. The Swinub, we still resist the Powder Snows because of the water typing, and we can get to that second Brine on the CMP tide that we lose. So they shielded. I'm going to shield it one more just because I want to get this Brine off. I want to save the ferroseed for something that's in the back. They stayed in, so it makes me think that they were ABA weak to the ferroseed. So I come back in just to force them to throw energy here. We can... Oh, I'm going to shield? Okay. I want to build up a move for what's in the back because it's their last Pokemon. And it's a Wigglytuff, so they were ABA weak to the ferroseed as well. We could have gotten an Iron Head before they get an Icy Wind, but Ducklett will take this one with the Brave Bird, and we take that game. Hopping to the next one here, we got a Cottonee on the lead. There we go. There's our perfect counter. But they're going to stay in for a little bit, way too long, because now we get to an Iron Head. But they come with the Skorupi and still beat us to the move. So they throw the Aqua Tail. I mean, they're both resisted. Single resisted, yeah. So it doesn't matter either. Or I still would have gone for the Cross Poison, you know, for the potential boost. But we get to come in here, wall this perfectly with Mareanie, and yeah, I think I just should have built up to 2 Brines here. I'm just going to get rid of this Skorupi, and they've got a Mudboy in the back, but it's Seismitoad, so they don't have Hydro Cannon or Earthquake, but they do have Earth Power here, but we're going to severely outpace them to the Brine. We're going to get another one off before, or they could have the Sludge Bomb as well. This is kind of like a Swampert from Temu. It's a Seismitoad, because we're going to come in here with the Ducklett, we wall everything, and I just no shield. I'm like, let me see that Sludge Wave. It's just the muddy water, so they lower our attack, but from this all the way down, finally going for the Sludge Bomb. There it is, and we wall the Cottonee in the back with Ferroseed. So they're going to have to force them to shield this up. They're just going to play this out. There's got no win chance either. I think okay, we get farmed down, but 2 shielded Ducklett can take this. They are not at 2 moves. Even if they have 2 Seed Bombs, we have the Aerial Ace, but they're low enough where Ducklett can take this game. Oh, you still got the Seismitoad to farm down. Okay, that's good, but yeah. So this team was kind of fun to run. Like I said, you don't have to use specifically this. You can use some grass. You can use Cottonee in the lead if you want, but I like the Ferroseed team just as a favorites pick. So again, it was just kind of a Still has its weaknesses, but still gets some, solid 3-2 sets and some fun gameplay. And saving the best team for last, one of my Skorupi teams. We've got Same Duck on the lead, then Skorupi is a safe swap with Poison Sting, Cross Poison, and Aqua Tail. Then Steelix in the back with Dragon Tail, Psychic Fangs, and Breaking Swipe that this Blissey surrenders to. So you got the rating for today's team is BCBB, standing for a little bit more balanced, kind of like an ABC team. It's not really like trying to bait anything out. We're more just covering the meta with this. But if you do safe swap Skorupi, you might bait out a Mud Slapper, which is good because we got Aqua Tail for that, and it is extremely spammy. It is straight fours Poison Stings to that Aqua Tail and Cross Poison. This team is pretty good. I've actually climbed with it up to the 2300s. And we know what a staple Drapion is in Great League and sometimes Ultra League. But Skorupi is just as good, if not the best, in Little Cup. You could even go double Poison with Skorupi Drapion, kind of like Dan Ottawa's team. I find just Steelix is a good Charmer coverage as well. Dragon Tail still chunks in Little Cup just because everything has a little bit less bulk. So the only real threats to this team are like Sucker Punch users like Purloin on lead. Because on Ducklett, we get outpaced and lose CMP, so that's pretty bad. You're not going to see too many Malabar, but maybe more so Inky. It is spammier with that Night Slash. And though Bug does double super effective to that Dark Psychic, Skorupi is still part Poison, not Dark, so we're not going to resist those super effective Psy Waves. Another glaring weakness would be rollout users, just because of that flying type and bug type in the lead. We can deal with it on Steelix, but in that case on the lead, I throw an Aerial Ace or Bubble Beam for the debuff and dip. It is, you don't want to take too much rollout damage on Ducklett. You need alignment with that Steelix because you are ABA weak to rocks. Because though rollout users take neutral from the bird as well, I do try to save Duck because that is their Duck counter, which means you're probably going to need Duck for the backline. And getting ahead on energy on Steelix or Skorupi means you outpace to the debuff of Psychic Fangs there. That's why Bibarel is pretty bad for this team, right? We got rollout damage on Ducklett and Skorupi, and Steelix doesn't want to see a Surf either because that is super effective, but I don't know why I stayed in so long there to get some damage off on Eevee. Should have swapped right away because now that Mud Slap user was still going to get aligned with Ducklett here. I was just worried that Eevee had Dig, but it's just going to be the Swift. That Mud Slapper comes back in, but we've got that Psychic Fangs ready to go, ready to debuff them and get a shield. We're not going to make the next one, and Ducklett is like getting kind of low. I mean, we still wall the moveset, but they swap into a Sucker Punch Spinda and not a Psycho Cut. So I still would have swapped regardless. Just Ducklett wouldn't have taken as much damage there. So yeah, Sucker Punches are pretty bad. Gonna fish for the boost here with Skorupi now that they're down a shield, and fish for the boost. Didn't get it. So we are gonna have to I think shield. No, we're not gonna shield. Okay. I think we get farmed down. Come back in with the Ducklett. Mud Slapper still comes back in, but we're not going to make it to 2 aerial aces here because that Brick Break where we have to shield. Our defense is dropped, and this next aerial ace coming through gets the shield, and we don't make the next one, and that is a good game. So well played to my opponent. Should have shielded on the Skorupi. We've got a Ducklett mirror here. Usually they have Ducklett counters in the back, and they're also on Water Gun, which is pretty good for us because our neutral wing attacks are doing more damage than the resisted water guns. We're going to bait a Brave Bird here, get shield. Sounds good to me. So I think they pace the same as us. They full send, so we shield correctly. And again, I don't know why I'm staying in. We can just go straight Steelix, but this Brave Bird KOs the Miltank from full health, and the Ducklett comes back in, so their switch clock is still not up. Come in with Steelix, I think. I mean, this better match with Wing Attack, but Bubble Beam doesn't do that much damage, and I just want to get rid of this Ducklett. Go for the Breaking Swipe. gets the shield, still tries to water gun down, and they end up swapping into the Skorupi that we still get outpaced to, even though we made the Psychic Fangs there. So that pissed me off. That probably could have won us the game, because now they got a full health Skorupi. But we're going to go ahead and throw this aerial ace, because I still need some energy, or what's in the back. Just swap into the mirror, up a shield, and we can take about 2 Aqua Tails here. I know we're Shadow, but they're not. We get that cross poison there. Try to fish for the boost here. I mean, they're low enough where poison would KO. Just the ducklett in the back. So we have to shield up this aerial ace. They full send the Brave Bird and get farmed down. And Skorupi takes that one, earning us the 5-0 there. At least 4-1 at least. But probably a 5-0 there. Getting a Mind Through this time is not the greatest. It's just still a Cockapoo IVs. Transfer that one. And still ranking up there, keeping us up in the 2300s. So if you're having trouble in the last couple days of Little Jungle Cup, you can try these 3 simple, fun teams to help you get ace, vet, or just have fun with the game. So let me know in the comments, what team was your favorite, and what teams have been working for you? Are you enjoying Little Cup this time around? If not, then I hope at least you're enjoying the content instead. Because if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on, because there will be much more Pokemon Go content to come. Actions like subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing go a long way to boost my videos into the algorithm and notifies you when I upload a new video. Until then, I've got lots more spicy anti-meta content on my channel to check out in the meantime too, which also helps. And don't forget to join the Discord, where you can get help from other like-minded PvPers in the community, chat, hang out, stream some sets, post some memes, and just have fun in a welcoming community where everyone helps each other out. We might be straight out of TMs, but we are not straight out of merch. Check out my site with lots of hats, tees, hoodies, mugs, or phone cases with the Arbor League branding. This helps me out too, as we are not yet monetized from YouTube, so check it out, see if anything piques your interest. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you again so much for watching and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, keep your sticks on the ice. I've been ArborAndy, and I'll see you buds in the next one.